Nicole, Pacada, Division of Apprenticeship Standards. So as part of our 5-point action plan, the third step is making sure that registering apprenticeships programs with the Division of Apprenticeship Standards is as simple as possible. And we've done that by identifying 5 simple steps in getting you started. Accessing the community needs, building employer partner relationships, selecting and identifying the program, the design of the program, and lastly, submitting for approval. Assessing community needs, which means analyzing the local job market, identifying and leveraging the current work-based programs to meet the community's needs. It also means examining current career occupations and what is working in that community currently. For example, healthcare may be important. IT may be a need. Also, look at the labor markets. Analyzing community needs, not only are you looking at the needs of the community, but you also want to identify what the employer's needs are so that you can build out a learn and earn program from there. Next, building relationships. Building relationships not only with the employers, but also identifying those community partners. Building these relationships, whether they're with labor, the employer, or the community partners, will help in engaging those local employers and make a case for registered apprenticeships. It also builds relationships with those local business partners. Identifying what the employer's needs are is going to be part of this step. We can craft a recruitment plan to help meet the needs of the employers from local community residents. Selecting an occupation is most important. And that's why it's important in your analysis that you look at what those job markets are. Because if there's not a need, then there's not an apprenticeship. So by identifying what occupations your employer needs, you can use an ONET code to help you identify those tasks and what other learning needs to be attached. And we're here to help you with that. Building the relationships with the local educational partners is also part of building partnerships and selecting occupations. Once you've identified your occupation and you're able to identify the work processes, you also need to identify the RSI, the related supplemental instruction. Defining wages of your local apprenticeship program is also a part of when you're identifying which occupations. Occupations, just like wages, vary. So that's why it's important in your first analysis to look at what your community is building. Look at the local job market within the community. So thus far, we have assessing your community needs, building those relationships, not only building relationships with employers, but also building relationships with those in the community. Your local educational agency, whether that's your community college, whether that's your universities, build those relationships. Then you're selecting the occupation. From there, we get to design the program. Now that you have all the stakeholders at the table, you're ready to begin designing. Determine how is the educational institution, how they can incorporate to build out their program. Is it going to be designed for college credits? Will they matriculate further? Are you layering credentialing? You want to encourage your employers to train mentors who can assure that the apprentices are able to go through their program, matriculating and coming out on the other side as a full journey person in that occupation. Community strategies, as I continue to say, are important in the program design, because if you go back, that's assessing your community's needs, our first step. The last step in program design is developing your standards. Whether that relationship is here with the Division of Apprenticeship Standards, or with the Department of Labor, we're here to help you build out and design that program so that the last thing that you can do is submit for approval. Now, there is, once standards are signed, there is a 30-day process for public comment. But if you've done those earlier steps, then you know that you brought the community partners to the table and you know that you're designing a strong program. The chief and from the Division of Apprenticeship Standards signs and you're ready to go. What you're ready to do next is to begin to register your apprentice. Registering and reporting your apprentice in our system, the eternal system of CAS. So let's review that one more time. Assessing your community needs, building employee partners, selecting and identifying your occupation through either ONET online or through standards builders, designing your program, your related supplemental instruction, and your on-the-job training, and submitting for approval. That's it. Those are the 5 steps to register an apprenticeship program here in the state of California.